Hey, Justice Warriors, what's good? I'm borrowing that from Captain Kurt. He said I could a long time ago. So, what is good, you guys? I hope you are all doing well tonight. It's getting late. I'm finally getting on here to make a short video. Everything I say is simply my opinion, simply for the sake of conversation, hoping to open up a discussion and to learn something, possibly be educational. All my videos are made specifically for YouTube. We know that's an entertainment platform. Please share, subscribe, ring your notification bell. S'il vous plaît. Let me see where my creepy thumb is. Please hit your like button if you'd be so kind. And let's get on with the show. Yeah. Um, so I wanted to talk a little bit about the Idaho 4 case. Something I've been meaning to bring up again and again and again, and somehow I always forget. Have I ever mentioned dark money? Maybe once? Maybe. I can't remember. Dark money. So there's a book called Dark Money, and I've been told that I should read it, and I'm kind of scared to, but I've been told that you need to read that book if you want to understand how large institutions finance themselves. So just throwing that out there. I do think I'm going to read it. Um, so remember in the Kylie Rodney case, there seemed to be a lot of jealousy of Ms. Kylie Rodney, right? With the Idaho 4 case, it seemed like maybe there was a lot of jealousy of these gorgeous people that were slaughtered. So it's also looking like there might be some jealousy from a really little guy towards a big guy. There's a guy who's a lot taller than we've been led to believe, it seems. If you've seen Crime Circus's video from this morning, and then Harsh Reality, he did a community post about it. One sec. And I got to tell you a little story. I think I did tell you guys this once before. So I was in the courtroom when Mia Zapata's killer was sentenced in 2004. There's a documentary about Mia, and I'm actually in it in the courtroom in a white dress. I've got a little toddler with me, and I'm pregnant with my second child. So I was sitting right behind the killer. And it wasn't until it was all over and done with, because I came into the courtroom after him, and it was a packed courtroom. This was downtown Seattle, and I had worked in that same court system in the King County Superior Court. Anyway, back to the point. The point is that after the sentencing hearing in the hallway, when this douchebag was being escorted by the guards, he was so overwhelmingly gigantic. He was at least 6'5" and built like a polar bear. But they had him surrounded by guards that were probably 6'6", 6'7", maybe 6'4" and 6'5". So he didn't look tall, is my point. He just looked regular height. But even when I look at photographs and film footage of him and of that day, of him being escorted down the hallway, he just looks like a regular sized person. It wouldn't dawn on me how massive he was had I not seen him in person. Also, the news, the King 5 channel news and the newspapers never really mentioned how gigantic he was. So, as soon as I saw footage and photographs of the criminal defendant when he was arrested in Pennsylvania and he was being escorted, I think from a building to a vehicle or from a vehicle to a building, like when he was getting transported. Um, and I got that same kind of feeling. Like, I don't know, for a moment I thought he's a really big person. And then I thought, no, it's just an optical illusion. They said he's 6 foot, no more than 6 foot, right? His father's really big. His father's probably 6'3". He seems to be almost as tall. Maybe he's 6'2". I don't know. I just thought it was interesting what Drip Drop was saying and what Harsh was saying, and we'll find out, right? Maybe. I mean, why does the media not uh pay attention to the fact that Taylor Swift is 5'11"? Like, of course, most of her fans probably know that, but the general public probably doesn't know that. And why is it that the media tries to ignore the fact that people like Tom Cruise and Sly Stallone and Mick Jagger, they're all about 5'6"? There's nothing wrong with that. But it's always left out of the conversation, isn't it? It's just so weird. So I do think that there's something to this little Keebler elf type of dude. I'm just saying it. I'm just saying it. Um, and his potential jealousy over the new kid in town who was getting a lot of accolades for his intelligence and his helpfulness potentially. I don't know. Maybe he was never even really looked at by any of those police departments. Maybe Chief Jenkins sat down with him in that 45-minute Zoom meeting and sent him the nice email and got the nice email and forgot all about him and never brought him up again. It's possible. Okay. Um, could Xana's mother and sister kind of be a link connecting her or her roommates to Emma and Demetrius? So, we keep hearing about them. They come in and out of the limelight, and it's said that they had frequented the joint, the 1122 King Road. Um, I don't know, but it just seems like with Xana's mother living in Pullman and her sister living in Pullman too, because she went to Wazoo. And again, these are smaller towns, smaller communities. So, Xana and her sister are so striking too. And Emma was pretty striking. So I would think that they would, they're the same age, right? Xana was 20. Emma, was she a tiny bit older? Anyway, remember that Emma and Demetrius, their case was handled the same day as the criminal defendant recently. I think it was May, like in the towards the end of the month. It was the same day, and I thought that was so curious. So curious. Um, a couple more things I want to mention real quick before I hang up. Um, that footage of the cars, from the neighborhood the night of the horrible incident. That white car has a sunroof, you guys. I know that you all know that, but it's like plain as day. There's a sunroof. So that white car, even if it's a Hyundai Elantra, it's not the criminal defendant's Hyundai Elantra. I just don't get it. I really don't. But something that seems very apparent to me with the whole wanting to demolish the crime scene, my opinion, since both sides are in full agreement that that's fine, it makes me wonder if both sides probably have something to hide. And when I thought that just in the last day, I thought, yeah, that's probably the most likely scenario is that both sides have something to hide. That's just real life. It's never so cut and dry, black and white, all or nothing. That's not realistic. This is a really tricky case. And one more thing that I want to say, let me get a little drink of water, is that we do not have to wait until all the evidence is in before we decide to convict a defendant, do we? I'm being sarcastic, but it seems like that's how people act. Like, there's no need to wait until we know all the evidence or until we know if the evidence is authentic, if it's legit evidence. If it's sham evidence, schmevidence, it's still never too early to convict someone in the court of public opinion. I mean, I'm just really appalled how many people want to do that. It's very unconstitutional. So think about it, people. It's on us. We are the people. So I'm going to say peace out, you guys. Have a really good night. Thanks for watching and take care of yourself. Drink your water, get your exercise, get your rest, get your sunshine and fresh air. Just chill. Just be. Sending you light, sending you love. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Take care.